Hello, my furry friends. My name is Techopolis, and welcome back to episode 2 of Techopolis 2. So, I haven't really done all that much since the last episode. It's my birthday weekend. I took some time off. Happy birthday to me. So what have I done? Basically, I have been taking out the leaves and the apples from here and just turning them into bone meal, just because. I don't even know if we need bone meal. I tore down the second compressed cobblestone miner because we'll be using that today for the lapis mining setup, and I have mapped out where I want a few of these to go. My idea is that all of the ores ones will go over here, and all of the stuff that doesn't need to be processed or smelted can stay on this side, and eventually it will go into drawers in a centralized system in here somewhere. That's the plan, question mark. So let's get all of the tech books that we didn't get the last time, because I forgot about it. Slurp. Oh, and a jumbo furnace. Wow. And let's move on to the coal and the lapis. So the coal and the lapis can be enabled or disabled. In this case, it's enabled. And the way that we get the coal and the lapis is we use this guy, the prospector's pickaxe, on the light grey stone that we made last episode. I know you guys were wondering what exactly I was going to do with that stuff. So let's make up, let's say 22 more. And we'll break it down and get some lapis and coal ore going. So vein mining this should get us an absolute ton of bits and pieces of coal and lapis. Yeah, that's quite a lot. So these can be turned into lapis pieces. And I think these are 8 pieces? Yeah, into one coal. But what I want to do first is I want to grab some stone. And I want to make 36 lapis ore. Boop. So if I can put the lapis here, where the compressed cobblestone was last episode, should just kick into action straight away. Oh, I completely forgot already. This is supposed to be for the non-processing side. Rewind. Let's try that one again. And miner frame. Boop. Pop down the lapis. One miner. And one chest. Nice. So normally in Minecraft, lapis ore gets broken down into lapis lazuli. But in this version, when you break an ore with your pickaxe or prospector's pickaxe, it just drops as the ore. Now the only way you can process lapis into this is via smelting or crushing. And unfortunately, it's 3 lapis to 1 lapis lazuli. That's criminal. And it only gets worse for the higher tier things like iron. I think it's like 9 iron per ore to get 1 ingot. But we're gonna stick with this. We're gonna stick with this one. So while that lapis starts to process, I'm going to get the same thing done with the coal, and hopefully then we shall progress much more quickly than last episode, which was really, really painfully slow trying to get those 64 jumbo furnaces. Nice. And while I was doing that, this lapis, ooh, nice, it built up to 1.5 stacks. I should be able to throw that into this furnace, and it should give us a good bit of lapis. Nice. So that's the first half of this one done, the golden lapis. Now we get into a little bit of logistics. And if you're wondering how I got a bed, it's quite easy. You literally just have to craft leaves into leafy string into wool, and then wool into a bed. It's a shame it's green. I would prefer the classic red bed, but I can't be picky. Beggars can't be choosers. So before we start getting into the logistics area, I just want to temporarily use this lapis to speed up the coal production. We may as well put some here as well to speed this up. You see, lapis blocks take this down to 160, which is 1 ore every 8 seconds. And I think coal takes it down to 140. So if I can get the coal processed and into a few blocks, it should be sort of a snowball effect where the coal will just feed extra coal. That should be enough for 4 coal blocks, which is a quest. Boop, 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 and a boop. So it's down to 150, not 140, but still 7.5 seconds for an ore instead of 11. We're winning. Okay, so back to logistics. And to get started with this, ironically, I'm going to need a shears. So this thing here, you don't actually have to break it. If you shift and use a shears, it basically just turns into an entity. So what I want to do is I want to get this maybe here, like so. And I am going to use these conveyor belts to transport the lapis and the coal into this. So that means that we will save a lot of time not having to keep on taking it out of the chest and putting it into the furnace. Now, eventually we will have it automatically feed itself coal, but for the moment, we're just going to press on and go further down the quest line. First of all, we need some smooth stone, some coal, some lapis, a couple of wooden hoppers. Probably need more wooden hoppers. But let's start off with some conveyor belts, which is smooth stone slabs, 3 coal, and 2 lapis. Like so. Like so. And like so. That's probably enough. I mean, I think we're going to get some from this thing anyway. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, and some research papers. And a little bit of sugarcane. We're also going to need 2 of these guys, the extracting conveyor belts, which are very simple to make. It's just 2 of these, and 2 of these. And for the moment, that's kind of all we need. And we are going to build out here, like so. And for the moment, we're going to pop 2 hoppers down here with a double chest. And now let's start placing conveyor belts. Now these things are really, really easy to use. They don't require any power. They just work on their own. And you can put them in any direction on the block as long as the arrow is facing the direction you want it to go. So this will make the conveyor go that way. Now they do move players as well, but if you press shift on a conveyor belt, you're able to walk on it, if a little bit slowly. Let's get this done. One of these guys. And one of these guys here. Nice. And our first bit of automation is done. Now eventually we'll be able to put either steel scaffolding, or I think you can actually put glass on this as well. And it will actually stop you from picking things up off the conveyor belt. But for the moment we don't actually have any sand or gravel or steel or anything really yet. But we will. We will. So I actually just went and had dinner for an hour, and when I came back, this thing was spewing out lots of lapis and coal. So the buffer had filled up, and there was nowhere to go, and things just started spilling out. And I think we lost quite a lot of lapis and coal, but at least we know it's working. And I did manage to get quite a lot of it. And I even changed this one to coal capstones. So let's just leave this for the moment. If we need any more tech books, we can maybe do these. But for the moment, I think we should probably move on to copper and tin. So what I am going to do, I'm going to go to Ores R Us. I'm going to disable coal and lapis. And then when we unlock the copper and tin, I can enable that. So to unlock the copper and tin, we need to get 4 blocks of coal, 4 blocks of lapis, and a blank research paper. That is very much doable. 4 of those and 1 of those gives us the copper one, and we submit. There we go. Copper and tin unlocked. Let's make sure it's enabled. Once again, let's grab some of this. Let's say about 20. Break it with our prospector's pickaxe. There we go. Copper and tin nuggets, or fragments in this case. Grab some of this, which is already full. Same thing as last time. 35 copper. I think we're just 1 copper fragment short. That's the copper done, and the tin done. So for the copper, I think we need tier 3 lapis support blocks. I think it's the same for the tin. So we need to make up 64 of these, which is an even stack Or I could just craft 2 stacks. Grab 2 miners, 2 chests, some conveyors, 2 of these guys, and some building blocks. 1 and a 2. Nice. So that's copper and tin automated. So now we just have to wait for it to build up. We need to get a block of copper and a copper ingot, a block of tin and a tin ingot, and then we need to get some bronze, which you can make in the alloy kiln, but we don't have enough to make this at the moment. We need to get into the sand and gravel and grout and stuff, but you can do it in the Jumbus furnace too. And a little time later, we have our tin and a copper block and a tin block. So let's grab 3 copper and 1 tin, throw that into the jumbo furnace, and hopefully we'll get a bronze ingot out of it. There we go, bronze. 4 of them, in fact. And a serotonin boost. Nice. And looking at this, we are going to start running into a problem very, very soon. Just like earlier on when we had a spewage, we're going to start backing up on stuff in the jumbo furnace. So we need to get into storage drawers. And thankfully, with our compressed cobblestone, we can make these 4 double compressed cobblestone. We have research papers and chests are basically free at this stage, so there's nothing really stopping us unlocking it. Nice. Let's claim all of our tech bucks, because I have a feeling we're going to be spending some right now. Basics research, storage drawer, submit. And submit. Nice. Let's see. The drawer controller needs a diamond and quartz. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make that unless we are a little bit cheeky and buy one for $4. I mean, we're basically rich at this stage. Let's splash out. Let's grab that guy. Submit and grab it. Grab some spruce because it is the superior wood. So what we want to do is we want to make our chests. So we'll make half a stack. Make up some planks. And then in this configuration, these chests in the middle, you can make a 1x1 storage drawer. So this storage drawer is basically like a chest that can only hold 1 item, but it can hold 32 stacks of 1 item, which is over 2,000 individual items. So what I want to do here is I want to dig down under here. I'm going to put the drawer controller here. And I'm going to put a hopper going into the drawer controller. And then I'm going to make something called trim. So the way this works is if I place down a drawer and it is connected to any flat side of this drawer controller, anything that gets pumped into it, if there is a spot in the drawer, it will go into it. Like this. The copper's going into that one. If I put another one here, something else will go into it, so on and so forth. But trim can act as a sort of a join between drawers and the drawer controller. So for example, if I put both of these down again here and here, as long as that is connected by any flat side to the drawer controller, all of the copper and all of the lapis will go into that drawer. So we're just going to have to place down a few of these drawers, let them all assign themselves an item, and let the buffers fill up. Or we can give it a little helping hand. The other handy thing about a drawer controller is if you double right click onto the drawer controller and there is a space for an item, for example, the tin ingots, if there's space in that drawer and I double click, they go into the tin drawer. Basically, they're bulk storage, and it should help us with any foreseeable inventory management problems, hopefully. But the last thing I want to do in this episode is I want to get sand, gravel, grout, and clay going, because I'm going out for dinner tonight for my birthday, and I want to leave my computer running all that time so that it all builds up, and it makes the next episode easier. So the recipe for sand is 2 gravel and 2 dirt. So I believe we can just dig down here and we get lots of dirt. Okay, it's only 3 thick, but I mean, we can literally vein mine everything underneath here and no one will ever know. So let's grab a ton of dirt, and then gravel is cobblestone and dirt. Okay, and we have quite a lot of cobblestone. So I'm going to make up 36 of each of those, and we'll get working on clay. So, there we go. Sand, gravel, and clay automated. And even though I don't think we're going to need a lot of grout, because it seems to be only used to make grout dust, which can be turned back into clay and stuff, but it is used for coke brick, and I think it's probably used to make blast brick, so you know what, we might as well put a miner down for it. Oop. You know, I think I'm getting much faster at that. So, with all this automated, I think next episode we should be easily able to get through this section here and make our way to basic technium. Because with basic technium, we can start unlocking some of these things, like iron chests I think needs technium, yeah. And chipped for decorating, because I do want to build something nice around this factory area. Even some frame blocks, construction ones would make things much easier. So yeah, that's the plan for next episode. But unfortunately, that's all I have time for today. So if you like this episode, please leave a like, subscribe, link in the description for the Discord if you want to join the Bear Cave. And while you're down there, why don't you join the Fuzzy Family, my members channel, where you can get custom emotes for live streams and you get a mention at the end of every single video. Just like these wonderful people right here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.